And we start to see the normal bans. Nothing targeted really from last game. You have your normal Evelyn ban that Taylor Swift jungled on earlier in the series. You have your normal Kennen ban. It's similar bans as the last game. Actually, it's the exact same bans as last game so far. Which actually works out for Canada 5, seeing as they've proven that they can live with these bans and win the game.
I feel it's odd that the TF ban did not come out because it's such a potent champion, and I feel like that's something that should have been there.
The TF is banned on.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Deal.
see it. Weird. Okay. Well, you said the same bans from last game.
Oh, minus the Twisted Fate change.
Yeah, minus the Twisted Fate change.
It looks like Taylor Swift is gonna play Zac again from last game. So we'll see. She was potent the last game, but we'll see how it proves this game with Team Comp.
So we'll have to see what they picked for that mid. We did see him play other champions before. TF is not the only thing he knows how to play, but I just want to see how he's going to answer to this. We do have Janna being hovered over for TeamRealDeal. Janna, a really, really good champion. I think they're looking for that disengage from that Zac ultimate right now. Just with that pick alone, because she does have that monsoon, she does have those tornadoes to knock up, and she does have the global move speed buff for all of her allies, which I think is going to set them really well.
The big deal about Janna is the queen of disengage. We're going to see AoE ult come out. That's what Canada 5 has been known for. They like to build that AoE comp, and we see Sona and Varus and Zac, all potent AoE champions. And Janna will help TeamRealDeal disengage, and then using Nautilus, they're able to re-engage appropriately on their own time rather than on Canada 5's time.
We also have the Nautilus, which I think they're trying to answer the CC team of the AoE ultimates with the CC team, which I feel is a really good thing. They picked up Jace Ezreal we've seen last game. Jace, I think, is a pick out from Sankyus right now. Because we did see him play it earlier. So that's what they took from him. So, oh my god, that Tryndamere pick.
Yeah,
I'm so happy right now with that Ghost. Oh my god, teamfights are going to be... Actually, not even teamfights. He's just going to pick off stragglers left and right, just Ghost after them, get that chicken onto their face, and we might have Zed instead. No, go back to that Tryndamere. Or Udyr. I'll take Udyr. Udyr is the run-fast champ of forever.
Well, we'll see what they choose, but TeamRealDeal, they have a very good comp setup. You're going to see Canada 5 going for that AoE comp, and now they've actually diverged from the AoE comp and went for a double split push ability here with Tryndamere and Zed. Zed is a master duelist here, so he should be able to out-split push anything that they bring at him. Jace might be an issue for Zed, but I feel that the team comp that TeamRealDeal has right now is ideal, because if you engage with Zed, Tryndamere, Sona, and Varus, Janna's able to reset that team fight, and Jace and Ezreal are going to have infinite poke in terms of tower siege. I'm hoping they come up with another poke champ, and it's Kayle. Kayle's actually a very good choice, because that counteracts Zed completely. I hope they go back to Kayle, but Lux helps with the poke comp, Kayle helps with the disengage comp, so it depends on what they want. And it looks like we got the Lux locked in.
So that's going to be that top lane instead for that Jace. That Lux mid. Really, really potent. Against Zed, it's almost a pretty even matchup, because Zed can cast his clone and just be obnoxious, but Lux can just laugh and be obnoxious. She has a really, really stable ult that's going to be really good in team fights. Her passive is quite redonkulous. and just things are gonna come out, lasers are gonna go pew pew, and lights are gonna go like hurt people. So we'll see what this brings. I also feel like they're playing a really safe team comp. They have a good amount of CC, but it's not CC that you engage on, it's CC that you use to kind of get away.
Well, the tower siege here is such a big deal. With Zed and Tryndamere, they're forced to get, and Zac for that matter, they're forced to get up in the cut. And with Janna disengage and the poke coming out from Lux, Ezreal, and Jace, this is your classic poke composition. And then Nautilus is your peel and hard initiation if you really need it. But this will be a lot of tower sieging and objective control, I feel, for TeamRealDeal.
I just can't wait to see the ults come out again from Canada 5. They're so good with timing their ultimates, especially when they have the AoEs, and that's what they're about. I think their team comps are always going to be about those AoE ultimates. So I think if they lose this game, the next game, in order for TeamRealDeal to pick it up, they're going to have to ban out those heavy AoE main champions.
I'll be excited to see how potent Tryndamere is mid to late game, because R3507 played Jax last game, and we saw how potent Jax was that mid to late game in terms of chasing down Adrian Aries on Shen. It's a little more even matchup between Tryndamere and Jace, but Tryndamere is known for his split push ability, so it'll be interesting to see how brutal that is for Adrian Aries to handle. Your classic bot lane matchups. You got your Varus Sona, very good poke ability. Janna and Ezreal, not as good of poke, but Ezreal by himself can poke fairly well. But the key here is that there is no sustain for Janna and Ezreal, and there is sustain for Varus and Sona. The heal on Sona could easily make or break this fight, but the biggest factor here is how preemptive Janna is with her shields on preventing overall damage. We're going to see an interesting note on this poke comp that TeamRealDeal has put together with Lux, Janna, and Nautilus. There's so much shielding that can go out, and that's a lot of damage mitigation. So even if they're able to poke with Varus and Sona during tower sieges, a lot of the damage is going to be mitigated with the shielding that's going to go on. So in terms of team comp, my money goes to TeamRealDeal here in Champions Select. I much prefer their team comp over what Canada 5 has together, but you can never underestimate the power of Zed and Tryndamere in terms of dueling, split pushing, and catching people off guard.
And again, we do have skins coming out. The worst skin in the game is Sorcerer's Lux, and this person decided to use it, so I'm automatically not rooting for TeamRealDeal now. We do have that Frost Ezreal, a nice classic skin. We do have Queen Sona from the lunar skin sets, and Arclight Varus.
As we load in here, we just in the last patch received the showing of icons between teams. I wasn't sure why they incorporated that, but I mean, I guess it's a nice thing to have. I'm kind of mad I didn't buy certain icons to show how long I've been in the game. All those seasonal icons that you don't buy because you're like, they don't really matter, and now they implement this. It's kind of makes you look back.
Well, a lot of the seasonal ones you don't actually have to buy. You just have to be like a nice person. Like I have Santa Baron because I am the most nicest person in all of League history, apparently. And my freaking Twitch chat broke again. Hate you, Twitch. Hate you. So I'm gonna have to reopen everything ever.
This is going to be an interesting start. Seeing Zed start with Red Pot, that's a very traditional build, especially back before they nerfed Fortitude Pot a couple months ago in terms of making it more expensive. The Health Pot, Fortitude Pot, is not as prevalent as it was in the past. But we'll see how it pays off against Lux. Lux is starting off with that cloth armor and has roughly 45 armor, which will help out a lot against Zed, who has 48 magic resist. Both have the appropriate runes and masteries on for this matchup, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Tryndamere's also building fairly aggressive with the Boots Pot build versus Jace's traditional Fairy Charm ward. So we'll see an early tier of the Goddess out of Jace, and we'll see a lot of early aggression out of Tryndamere trying to abuse his stacks of, I'm going to call it Rage, but I think it's Fury. I'm a WoW player, unfortunately.
It's Rage. Those are Rage stacks. It's Tryndamere, okay. It's Rage. They technically might be Fury, but they are Rage stacks. And I can't see chat to see if anybody's actually correcting me, but I'm going to go with Rage.
Yeah, I think the term they use in here is Fury, but WoW terms, it's Rage. It will always be Rage. And Tryndamere's a mad person, so...
I mean, that's why I call it Rage, because, like, he's just a ragey person. He screams at you for, like, no reason. And both early starts for both teams playing it safe, they realized that this could either be the win for Canada 5 right now, or set into another game. And I don't think I don't think Canada 5 wants to go to another game because they are playing games back to back.
I believe this matchup is best 3 out of 5, but I'm not sure. I believe it is though. But we'll see the normal pokes going out. Janet did a good job at mitigating early damage from the Sona, but the Sona poke is extremely brutal with that power cord and her Q spell, Hymn of Valor. So we'll see how that goes. Jace is doing a good job at repelling Tryndamere. Tryndamere is sitting at full Fury Bar, and he does not have his Bloodlust yet, so he cannot actually heal.
And Ezreal's doing a good amount of damage in the bot lane. We do have.
We're gonna have a huge fight at top, a good 2-on-2. Tryndamere is putting out a good mocking shout and slowing the Nautilus, and they're trying to dive on the Nautilus, and he will pick up the kill.
He did get the first blood. He did die in exchange, but that's just really good. Double buffs now onto Jace.
That trade, I believe, is the gold output is much better for Tryndamere, but Jace should get some free farm here. But he is opting to back, so yeah, this was definitely in favor of Tryndamere on this trade.
Zed just being able to bully right now. Lux in mid lane.
Lux abused her early abilities, so she was throwing out Lucent Singularities extremely early, trying to harass Zed off of farming. But Zed just healed that off with his wealth of health pots and is now abusing the fact that Lux has no mana. And Lux having no mana, she has no lane presence whatsoever, so Zed is going to be able to bully her a lot in this early game.
And we did see a lot of bullying coming off onto Varus in the bot lane already. So far, Ezreal just poked him down to literally almost 2 more auto attacks would have secured him first blood. And it just didn't happen. I'm pretty sure Sona found a way to see that ward in that bush right there and attacked it with her. Whoa, okay, that was weird. I'm not sure if anybody else saw that. And then again, I don't have Twitch chat open, so I can't tell. Yay! Yay, Twitch chat.
Being all glitchy and whatnot.
But because they don't have wards in that bush right there,
the match up top is very one-sided right now. Jace with red buff is able to just harass Tryndamere off the lane. Zac is looking to come bot, but he's going to get seen by a ward. He knows Nautilus is there, and Nautilus knows Zac's there, so...
And we do have a lot of damage gonna be coming out onto Sona. She might go down in this lane. Taylor Swift is here to answer. She is fairly low, however. Gonna heal tank Veigar fairly low. Getting the shield on. And I'm gonna have to go AFK for a minute. I apparently have an emergency phone call.
I can handle it then. Taylor Swift had a good counter initiation there to try to make something of that fight, but she did force Ezreal to flash, which was definitely well worth it. When having Ezreal's flash down, he can still get out with his Arcane Shift. He can get out with Arcane Shift, but he needs mana to do so, and it also gives him having flash up gives him that secondary escape, which improves his mobility greatly. So having that down, Taylor Swift should be looking for another gank in the next 300 seconds. If I take a look at farm, Zed has 51, also has not had need to use his Fortitude pod, so he's still sitting on that. Tryndamere is, there's a fight breaking out top. Tryndamere does not have...
Tryndamere's dead.
And Tryndamere didn't have ulti, so that was an easy pickup for Jace. It was good awareness. Adrian Aries there to realize that Tryndamere did not have ulti and to capitalize on that.
But again, he's the only one to die and the only one to get kills on the team. So right now, he is the scoreboard.
Yeah, and he's also out farming Tryndamere by a good 15 now, and has that Tear of the Goddess, which he has. He's been stacking well so far. He's almost at 100 already. He is at 100 now, so he's making quick progress of that tier in terms of stacking it. And the only other interesting thing right now is Zed is out farming Lux really well. She just called the MIA, so Jace should know this to back, but Zac is going onto the Jace. Tryndamere's going to get in there and get the slow. And Jace is going to go down here, whether it be to Zed or to Tryndamere, and Zed cleans up the kill.
That's going to be a nice... Tryndamere already has a kill, but being able to have Zed pick that up is just going to bully Lux in lane more and more now.
They pinged Dragon after that gank because 3 were seen top, and 4 people could quickly do Dragon, but it's too early in the game. So that was just... and Lux did signal the MIA, so Jace was just not ready and was too greedy there to stay on lane with Zed missing.
And I'm just trying to get stuff to work back for me. Apparently it's deciding not to work. Ugh. I apologize, because my stuff's being all screwed right now for me.
That's alright, that's why there's 2 of us.
Yeah. Like, I just had an emergency phone call for a job. My headset decided it wanted to power off because it's wireless and I forgot to charge it last night. Because I'm too good.
Well, if we take a look
in the top lane, we did just have 307 trying to go ham onto Jace, but Jace answered with a lot of damage, and he actually might go down fairly soon. Less than half than health. And he's looking pretty low right now.
Tryndamere was just baiting out his ultimate, trying to win trades through healing up. And he did not actually see Nautilus camping him out, but Nautilus is just waiting to see if Tryndamere actually backed or not. If we look at bot lane, Sona Varus ultimate combo is actually extremely potent here. Janna's not 6, so they should get aggressive here, but they are opting to just try to zone the Ezreal, which is not a bad play.
In the mid lane, we do have Zac possibly coming down to help gank with Zed. We might see this, but Nautilus is right behind him.
He does opt to try to harass the Nautilus out, but Zed's farm, 82 to 70 on the Lux.
There is the ult going off on him, getting him less than half in health, but not doing enough to actually do much. So the ult is wasted there, in my opinion. That's going to be another 90 seconds before it's up again.
Janna has a good ulti. They're going to end up a big team fight here. Varus, his ult's down, and I think Sona's going to go down here as a result. We'll see if she does not have a level in
flash up though.
She's baiting it. You're correct.
But now it's 3v2 in the bot lane. The tornado isn't gonna knock anybody up, and Varus is trying to just break through that shield. Sona is just gonna sit there and ward. A nice amount of damage going on to Tank Vega right there.
Varus had, luckily, potions and his amount of lifesteal. He's able to catch back up for this tower push, but they do not know Nautilus is there. But Janna and Ezreal are both low on mana, so I don't think it's wise for them to think about going here. Nautilus should just back up. But Sona and Varus do spot him with that ward, so they're going to fall back gradually here and just continue to farm and try to push a lead. Varus being up 12 CS here. It's 2 creep waves.
And Tryndamere just being a little bit of a troll in the top lane actually might go down here. It looks like Jace is going to back off a little bit. But again, the game is not equal. The gold lead in favor just a little bit of Canada 5 right now.
Yeah, Zed is really carrying that lead of gold. It's a big gap. Jace is trying to force a fight on Tryndamere, but Tryndamere is just sitting here life-stealing and baiting his ultimate. We're gonna get an all-or-nothing fight here with Tryndamere. Tryndamere gets...
And Chase does pick up the kill right there, hitting him with the last bit of his ult. It didn't look like Tryndamere registered that last auto attack that would have actually secured him the kill onto Jace.
Yeah, Tryndamere's attack animation is really long. He actually goes through the entire motion of having to pick up his sword before the damage registers. So that long attack animation did hurt him there.
And a nice amount of damage is keep being applied in the bot lane. Ezreal ult is just going to hit the minion waves, and Janna Tornado is just going to clear it up just a little bit more. We do have Zed collapsing onto Lux in the mid lane, but the light binding catching him out before he can follow up with anything else.
It looks like TeamRealDeal. They built their team comp around through teamwork, and it's more solo for Canada 5. But we have a fight going on in jungle right now. And,
Barrier already out from Lux, so that is down. The lift bounce is gonna go out. The ultimate is gonna go out, but it's not gonna secure the kill on Zed. But Ezreal did. Taylor Swift having to back out. It is now a 4v3 right here. We do see Brock Omama going down to Ezreal right there. Tank Vega are going to be able to pick up another one, possibly on the Cell Division is actually up. So let's see who gets this kill. It might be a Trolux, we don't even know, but Tank Vega again picking up a 3rd kill.
That was a really good exchange. For TeamRealDeal, they needed that to catch back up in the gold, and they're hopefully going to get a dragon out of this as well. and Jace is just beating Tryndamere face in. So this is going extremely well for TeamRealDeal there. There was no reason that Zed and Zach had to play as aggressive there as they did with bot lane just having recalled and gone back. They pretty much they did go all the way in that gap after blue buff past the second lane tower on bot lane. And it's just, you did not have to play that aggressive at that time.
And that really did set them back in that fight right there.
They were in the lead, now they're down by 2k. So it shows you how quickly things can swing one direction or the other.
Yeah, and I feel like if they would have had wards, or had been carrying wards and used them at the time, it would have been in their favor a little bit more. You hear that, Sona? Buy more wards. Your inventory should just be all wards. You don't need a Philistone, you just need wards.
Well, it's funny. Sona and Janna both have the exact same items right now, so
Yeah.
they gotta be doing something correctly. And in terms of map control, both teams have a similar amount of wards down currently. So.
And that's a mid tower going on, so that's 2 towers compared to Canada 5's no towers.
This
feel
is
like,
that point in the game
actually,
where
they just picked up one as I said that.
this is that point in the game where Jace, Ezreal, and Lux are grouping to abuse their team comp of poking and sieging turrets. And there's no way Zed and Zach are gonna go in right now. And
The corruption is out. The Sona ult did go down. The lasers coming out from Lux. Taylor Swift fairly low. They did already kill Zed in that fight. And will we see anything coming? Rocky Mama is not able to pick up the kill onto Ezreal. He almost had it. And he is literally an auto attack away. But lifesteal points are fairly OP. And he is going to get more health back. The flash came out. Would have killed that Ezreal right there. But it was a flash that saved him right out of range, and a Janna shield right on top of that.
that was a good 1-for-1 trade. I don't think Janna got as strong of a disengage off as she would have liked to. If she got a strong disengage out there, they would have been able to back up and poke even more so.
But now the towers are going to be in the lead of Canada 5 right now. If they can get one more auto attack off onto it, but they won't.
That's a good pickup on the Varus. And now they're going to
Adriana just picked up a kill onto Varus very well. And they do look like they're chasing down the Tryndamere right now. He is going to spin out of control, taking a lot of damage from that Jace right there. But not enough, and in fact they're going to lose a tower. Instead of picking up the tower that was 1 point away from being taken down in the mid lane, Tryndamere picking up his Blade of the Rune King too.
We saw in that last team fight a 4v5 situation go for a 1-for-1, and that was extremely well played by Canada 5. Especially since, as I stated, Tryndamere and his split push ability was able to get that second outer turret down so fast that they were able to go 1-for-1 and get a turret and not really lose anything at that time. So it's well execution, doing well with the split push strategy, and I'm excited to see if Tryndamere can do the same thing on this bottom lane while the mid team groups up.
Despite Janna's lead, Sona actually has the better build right now. The tower is going to fall in the mid, which I'm happy to see considering it was 1 point away and they didn't take it earlier. But Sona able to pick up the Ruby Sightstone, picked up the boots, and has pink wards on top of that. And Nautilus picking up the Locket of the Iron Solari, so now everyone gets shields in team fights. This is going to be a little bit harder for Canada 5 to push now. Team fights are now a little bit more safe for Team Real Deal.
We're gonna see as Team Real Deal tries to get this bottom turret using Ezreal. We're gonna see a dragon here soon. Dragon spawns at roughly 20:34, so we got roughly a minute until dragon. So Janna is gonna be should be warding up at this point, and going back to get a few pink wards or oracles to help clear out for this dragon fight.
But now the fight's been brought down to the bot lane because that's the only outer turret remaining for either team right now.
And
that
dragon.
Is gonna fall instantly. The corruption does go out from Ferris, but not enough people there to really go up off of it. The Let's Bounce is going out. Jace picking up onto Zed right there. The ultimate coming out, and Lux able to pick up the Tryndamere. This fight in this game is not going in favor of Canada Fry right now. Taylor Swift is going to go down. The Cell Division is up. Jace looking to take that. Sona not being able to do much. Healing Barack Your Mama right before he goes down. Is light binded, and not much more can come off of this in terms of kills. She just needs to back away, play safe, protect that inhibitor tower right there, and let this tower fall.
And that is why I voted at the beginning. That team fight right there, why Team Real Deal I thought had the much better team comp, and why I favored them to take an early lead in this game. They were able to disengage, they were able to kite with Ezreal, Jace, and Lux, and just continuously barrage Canada 5 with poke and CC, and just disrupt them throughout the entire fight. And that is what I love to see. Good micromanagement of their characters, and just being able to get out of sticky situations and continuously do damage at the same time. And we're going to see Canada 5 at this point go back to their split pushing strategy, try to get Tryndamere alone. They know they're behind, roughly 4k, 3.5k at this point in the game. They're going to try to extend this game and prolong it a little bit so they can catch up in that gold amount.
And the pings are coming up to go after Tryndamere right now. Nautilus is coming around from the side. This is going to be a little bit dangerous. He is going to have to go over the wall right now, but everyone's there to go and get him. The Bork does go off. The slow is out. The light binding is on him. The ultimate is out. What he really needs to do is just find a way to get over the wall. Sona heals not enough, and he is going to drop to the newly...
Janna's going to be able to clear out Baron here, and they have an opportunity either to push mid for the inhibitor or to Baron. Varus is going to keep pushing bot lane because he feels he won't be able to even help at that mid turret. Varus doesn't even know that his recall was stopped by Ezreal's ulti, and he just realized it a little late. So this base turret's going to go down, and we're going to get an inhibitor out of this too. So this will open up a whole new aspect of the game. It opens up Baron for Team Real Deal.
It opens up Baron, and it also opens up the base for them too. Now that Canada 5 has been based, it's a little dangerous. Sona wasting that pink onto the lane ward right there. Not really too sure why, considering they don't have enough wards in their own jungle to keep them safe right now. Not seeing the ward that they're on right now. She is gonna back. They might go for, I don't really know what they're doing now, because Tryndamere is just kind of up in the wind, 1-5 right now, not doing too much in team fights, which is something that he needs to do.
I think Tryndamere needs to do a better job at dragging the team out. If they group as 4, if Zed, Sona, Varus, and Zach can group as 4 and pressure either mid or bot lane, and Tryndamere ward up the enemy jungle when he split pushes. So that's one thing he hasn't been doing when he split pushes. He hasn't been warding their jungle, and that's how he got caught off 5v1 there. If he had realized that all 5 were top and backed off, and then the rest of his team pushed another objective, he would have been much better off there. And that'll help his team a lot if he just wards the enemy jungle up while he pushes.
Now we have Sona with the Oracles, just clearing out wards, trying to be safe, making sure that Gianna doesn't have much to do about the ward situation, but she also has Oracles, so right now this is just a support fight on Oracles.
This is going to be, both teams are going to continuously group and ungroup in order to clear out that Baron vision.
Yeah, it's what we call the Baron dance.
Yeah. And with Tryndamere bot, TeamRealDeal is going to be able to group up and pressure mid and Baron right here. Tryndamere's got to push a lot faster.
Sona taking a lot of damage, actually might die here. The ult coming out from her and trying to play it safe. Is gonna escape.
The Sona ult is down right now, so I think they're going to opt to go for the Tryndamere and stop him from pushing rather than force the Baron. If they force the Baron right now, that can just go poorly. Tryndamere can end up in their base fairly fast. So Tryndamere unfortunately doesn't have wards to cover himself, so he is going to get caught up here. I predict Tryndamere dying here because he doesn't realize that 3 of them are on him. That was
a fail.
Fantastic play by Jace there to stop Tryndamere's spin through the wall.
And they're coming over to go after the Baron too, which has already been started right now by Canada 5. They're not going to be able to finish it by the time Real Deal is over here. Wards are out on top of it. Sona is going to take the wards, and they're both going to have to back off from this right now. Canada 5, Sona is zoned out. The hook is going to come from Nautilus fairly soon, but they just decided to back off from her. Really odd, they're just going to take it and go for the Baron.
Yeah, with Canada 5 low and Tryndamere dead, this is a very easy Baron opportunity for them. The only chance they have is if Zac tries to steal, which I don't think will be wise with the amount of CC they have with Nautilus ult and Lux. And he's going to go for it, and it's not going to pay.
Baron was not low enough for him to do that, so he just wasted a perfectly good attempt to be St. Vicious right there.
He unfortunately didn't have vision at the time of Baron HP through wards. So he had to, it was a shot in the dark. He really had to guess for it. Again, that bottom lane example of Tryndamere split pushing, he needs to buy ward. There was no reason he should still be pushing when so many players are MIA, and if he had his own ward coverage, say 1 at Dragon, 1 at Blue Buff, and 1 between right outside the base in between mid and bottom lane second outer turret.
Yeah, but because of this and because of just how much damage Canada 5 doesn't have right now, they're going to lose that tower, and Tryndamere's going to have to back. It's already too late right now for them to really do anything, and this actually at this point might actually be GG. Tryndamere is looking to possibly kill someone. Rocker Mama picking up on Nautilus. This might be a change in the fight. This could actually turn into something right now. Tryndamere getting late by and they're gonna have to back off instead.
Zed ended up too low in that exchange, that entire fight sequence, and Tryndamere popped his ult fairly prematurely. He did not need to use it when he did, but he's just, based on that Jax game, I think he's playing a little more complacent than he did the last game. He figured this was an easy matchup for him, and he's just not playing his game.
Well, I mean, because Jace is a poke champion, it doesn't fare well for an enemy who's it doesn't fare well for Tryndamere. Because of that, like, he has range who can just hit you for all the health you have almost. And as Tryndamere, that's not going to help you ever. Like, that's not what you need. It's the same reason why as soon as you usually see a Tryndamere get picked up, you play Teemo, because it's a Tryndamere's worst nightmare, and it's the same thing with Jace.
Yeah, in lane phase, it was actually fairly even in lane phase. Tryndamere is still winning in farm. The issue I had with what Tryndamere's been doing so far is just the lack of warding with counter pushing. He's not getting he's not forcing the 1v1 that Tryndamere needs to have, and it's just not good. He needs to ward.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
I mean, this is going to be another inhibitor going down right here, and right now, I see this as GG. Zach, not being able to finish that elastic slingshot is terrible. Rock Your Mama is fairly low. Sony Hill's coming out. He did get lasered and is just way too low.
Tryndamere doing a good job
out. Tryndamere, however, doing a decent job of catching out anybody he can. Zach ult is, Zach. Why did I meant to be Zach? But he did do that. He did ult. But the Tryndamere, not enough to finish. Zed, not enough to finish either. Varus, the only one with a decent amount of poke and health right now, is the one alive. And Janna just looking really tasty.
Having a 2-for-2 when you have Baron, and having your ADC die when you're trying to push the base for the win, that's not a good trade for them. They had Baron. Like I said, that should have been game, but there was execution by Canada 5 there to not allow TeamRealDeal kite away having Lux, Varus, and or Lux, Ezreal, and Jace. Jace got up in the cut really fast and pretty much played melee mode that whole time to try to peel for Lux and Ezreal, but Ezreal just couldn't get away. Tryndamere stuck to him like glue. We'll see if Canada 5 bought themselves enough time. If their inhibitor can respawn and Tryndamere wards for himself, they can get back to the split pushing strategy. And then Tryndamere with wards can actually force a 1v1 and just dodge.
The thing is, he hasn't been buying wards to do that, and I don't think he's going to change his ways anytime soon. So I don't think we are going to see that split put with that wards for him to do anything safely. I think he's just going to go ham and just like do what he can. And that's another dragon going to TeamRealDeal right now.
It's actually a more even game than what we've had for most of today. It's 30 minutes and 5k gold lead's big, but it's not as outrageous as some of the gold differentials we've seen earlier in this tournament today.
And I want to say it's over, but I'm always just remembered that comebacks are a really odd thing to see, but they do happen.
This
and the
is
letdown's going out from Zach right into the middle of all of them. He doesn't have enough health for him to keep him sustained. The tornado is out. The Janna ult is going to come up. The corruption after the monsoon is spread. The Lux ult coming out, but not killing. We do have Rock Your Mama fairly low. A shutdown going on to Jace. He is going to be able to pick up a double kill onto Janna. Will we see them being able to pick up Nautilus right here? And we do. An ace coming for coming from Varus right there. Really well. A nice little comeback. 13-19 in that fight, only losing one.
Yeah, Canada 5 and their team fight execution there. As a quick review, Tryndamere and Zed delayed and let Zach get his full ultimate off and then just bait out his passive. They waited till and counted CCs by Lux. They counted everything that Jace had to throw out, Ezreal had to throw out. They started taking tab on enemy abilities and waited till that good opportunity till they can engage. And Sona actually got up into melee range with her somewhat tanky build.
Here. Enough lifesteal from all of them, from those Blade of the Rune Kings on everybody built right here. And Zach just tanking is going to be enough for them to 3v Baron right now.
And the floodgates have been opened. The gold lead has shifted in favor of Canada 5 with that Baron.
So hopefully we actually might see a decent comeback right now. Something if they were all together in in that Baron, since they could 3v Baron, at least one or two of them should have gone to that mid lane and poked that tower just a little bit. But now that they have Baron, they're just in the base, and they're still going to have to bunker down. But they have that Baron, which is going to help them quite a bit. In the eye edge, being bought up by both Varus and Tryndamere right now, gonna help fights a little more. The crits are just gonna be ridiculous. Sona does have that Iron Solari item, and she's gonna be able to help in team fights just as much. All I need to see is Zac with a little more health, being able to tank the entire team just a little bit more, and I think we could have a full-fledged comeback.
The thing that TeamRealDeal has to do here, they have to be able to poke down prior to engaging, but with Tryndamere's Fury stacks, being able to heal himself with Sona heals, and just with the overall tankability of everybody so far, as of right now with Baron buff, they're not able to do so. TeamRealDeal is doing a good job here at executing their strategy for handling Baron buff. They're trying to keep Canada 5 on the defensive with Baron by pressuring that bot lane. And if they are able to keep them in base with Baron and not get objectives, they're able to slow down this gold increase that Canada 5 has been achieving extremely quickly.
Again, yeah, Baron just lets you snowball, not directly out of control, but it lets you come back from the most dangerous of things. So hopefully this is something that actually happens for Canada 5 right now. And I can actually like feel the tension on screen as they're all sitting in as a few of them are just sitting in mid lane, just like wandering around, like, is it gonna happen? Are we gonna fight? Like, okay, we should clear this, but are we gonna fight? Ooh, Zed taking a nice amount of damage from that Jace. Does have his GA now, so fights are gonna be a little more interesting with that Zac passive as well. So that's two people who can come back potentially.
The thing is, if you take a look at the farms, TeamRealDeal got really complacent. They got that early inhibitor, but that forced all the creep waves to push into Canada 5's base, and that gave them free reign over the farm. So they were able to, if you look at farms, 259 Tryndamere, 329 Zed, and 272 Varus, they are all above their counterparts by over 50 or 60 at least.
And we do have a nice push coming out. We do have Tryndamere in the bot lane, did take that tower finally after about almost about 7 minutes now. Nice damage going onto Ezreal there.
Baron's got roughly 5 to 10 seconds on it. So we'll see if they decide to try to dive with it, or they're just going to wait it off and try to get a better opportunity. It looks like they're just going to wait.
Yeah, the Baron is off of them now. So, and we might see Tryndamere going a little bit ham onto Jace in the top lane. The Blade of the Rune King is there. He's going to force the flash. He is going to pick up the kill, and they are going to both die.
Tryndamere forgot to ultimate. Oh my lordy.
I don't think he much so forgot to ultimate as much as
we forced the fight in with that elastic slingshot. Janna was caught out of position for the disengage, but Zed ulties in on her to finish her off with that death mark. And then Ezreal and Lux are able to kite away, but not do enough damage. Ezreal does a blink over the wall and is able to clean up Sona. And Zed does lose his GI to that Lux. They're doing a good job at cleaning up so far. And,
he's going to flash over that wall to be safe. Ezreal is going to just keep poking. That nice amount of slow coming from that Iceborne Gauntlet is just so good. It's why Blue Ezreal is such a thing, but you don't pick Blue Ezreal because you want to play Blue Ezreal. You pick Blue Ezreal because of what it does for your team. But Zed here is going to go and take that red buff, which is fairly nice, and it's going to help their gold lead, and they are going to pick up a dragon with this too. Ezreal might try to ult, but if he does, it's not going to be there.
Ezreal is missing a good chunk of damage at this point in the game with his lack of Mura mana. He opted not to go Tear the Goddess to stack up the traditional blue build. He kind of went away from that. Ezreal is not traditional blue building. He's just playing his normal AD with the Iceborne Gauntlet to help him with a little bit of armor from Zed and Tryndamere. So I feel that this Ezreal's build is he prefers the traditional playstyle, but the Iceborne Gauntlet will help him kite, and that extra armor helps him a little bit as well.
And now Varus has that Guardian's Angel as well, and Zac is picking up more health with a Giant's Belt. So that's something I'm happy to see right here.
The farm differentials are so huge at this point in the game. Although they're up on kills, although TeamRealDeal has been establishing objective control throughout most of this game, with the exception of that Baron, the farms are just getting out of hand in terms of Tryndamere, Zed, and Varus overall gold. And it looks like they're going to try to force the inhib here, and we're going to get a team fight out of this surely.
When you see them backing up to safety, because that last Whisper on both Zed and Varus, they are able to do a nice chunk of damage to the team, especially Nautilus right now. And Zac does go in with the Elastic Slingshot. It's not going to get on anything, but he's going to be slowed. He's taking a lot of damage. The heal comes in. He's still slowed from that Iceborne Gauntlet, but
the good
we'll
aggressive inhibitor push. The good aggressive inhibitor push that they made there was to force Tryndamere to come back. So he had to decide whether he was going to keep split pushing to try for the inhibitor turret, or if he was going to come back and be with his team. And I think he made the right call in backing. It's always the safe route, and Baron is up, so we'll see how contestation of this Baron goes. This will be a make or break Baron of the game.
Janna is going to go to ward that right now. Right now, Sona does have a ward on it too. So they both see it's up. They both know it's there. We're just going to see who's going to kill who and who's going to get the fight.
It looks like TeamRealDeal is going to force this inhibitor mid while Tryndamere tries to split push. We'll see how this plays out.
He's going to get the inhibitor here. He might go for another mid tower right here.
The last thing that TeamRealDeal wants is to lose everything here.
And Tryndamere is back, and he's going to come back into this team fight. And we do have Ezreal being picked up from Zed right there. The binding coming out on to Tryndamere, but Tryndamere is just going to keep going. He's going to keep going. He gets the slow off, and Zed does pick it up. And this is going to be a free Baron for them right now, unless Lux can take it. But they should go for this and then just go for the mid, or they might just go for the mid instead, or try to end it. They have options here now.
Jace unfortunately got caught out of position there. Although he is tanky, he's got to realize it's not as strong toe-to-toe as Zed and Tryndamere are. And he also has to play the kiting tank ability, tank role. He has to kite with Ezreal and Lux and keep doing damage.
That Zed is very low right now after that Lux ult, but they are going to take, it looks like they are going to take this Nexus tower. They might just go for it, or they might just go to end this game. It's highly possible.
This is a very greedy ploy to end this with everybody coming up, but they will get it. So very. And
that's gonna be GG. That was the best turnaround I've almost seen. That was like Cloud9 level comeback right there. So GG to Canada 5 in that fight.
So Canada 5 has now won the last two. That one did look grim for them, and I actually had my money against them in terms of team comp, but like I said, Zed and Tryndamere late game, you cannot underestimate that power. Looking at damage dealt to champions really fast, you'd actually be really surprised that the damage dealt to champions was actually in favor of Team Real Deal there. With that poke from Jace, Ezreal, and Lux, it really shows the damage that they put out comparative to the rest of Canada 5's team. Tryndamere and Zed, whenever they did damage to champions, they're killing something. So that's why it seemed to be so low, the lack of ranged harass. Um, and if you take a look at overall gold earned that game, uh, Zed and Tryndamere, with their farms, were just able to tower ahead, along with Varus, over the rest of Team Real Deal, which is a big deal. That's what led to their downfall, was being able to farm and being able to take that additional time to stall the game out to where they can earn that substantial amount of gold.